Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Hey, welcome to this quick little video. I think you're going to love it if you're a podcaster or a marketer out there. I'm Scott Carson. I'm the host of the popular podcast, The Note Closer Show, and the CEO of WeCloseNotes.com. And I'm excited to have a radio and podcasting legend who is absolutely rocking the world out there. Our good buddy, entrepreneur Jim Beach, who's from the School for Startups Radio. It's syndicated across the country and 24, 25 markets, but just hundreds and hundreds of great guests. And, you know, we could say millions of downloads and listeners out there. But good afternoon, Jim. How you doing today, man?
I'm fantastic. Good to talk to you. A legend in my own mind, Scott.
You know, you are a legend in my mind as well. So just not your own mind there.
Okay.
Well, Jim and I just got back from spending a couple days together in Orlando at a podcasting mastermind with other entrepreneurs. And I've known Jim for a little while now, about a year now, and kind of as a friend and somebody that I love learning from. You are doing something really cool out there that I think is going to really revolutionize and help marketing for podcasters out there. You want to talk a little bit about what you're working on?
Yeah, thanks. So I went to a convention where I first met you exactly a year ago, and everyone I met there was having the exact same two problems with their podcast. Not satisfied with the number of listeners, and not satisfied with the revenue, the monetization. And so I sat down and tried to figure out a way to help and to bring some of the things that I've been able to do with my show to a whole bunch of other shows. And at the same time, I'm always upset that my father never listened to the show, and it's just too complicated for them. I send them to the website; it's still too complicated. You know, they're just not the most astute octogenarian computer users. You know, but let's be serious. Only 30% of the market has ever listened to a podcast, and there's reasons. And if you look at the data from Gartner and people like that, the reasons are it's too hard to listen to a show. And you think about it, for you and I and all of the people who might listen to this, it's super easy. We're used to it. But finding a podcast, going to the place, downloading it, finding it on your phone once it's downloaded, there's like 40 different places where a beginner could mess up and say the hell with this. So I wanted to combine and solve these two problems at the same time. Can I get more listeners, particularly new listeners, and can I help the host monetize and get some new traction? So we've come up with pod24.com. It's a collection of channels. Each channel is on a particular topic: small business, real estate investing, cooking, cleaning. There's not a cleaning channel. I don't know why I said that. Cooking, relationships, sexuality, politics, Democrats, Republicans, parenting. We've come up with over 50 cool channels, and we've started with 10, and we're signing up people, hosts for those channels now. You go in, you simply become a host. We grab your RSS feed every day, every week, whenever you update, and we air your show for you on one of these channels. Now, for the listeners, all they have to do is go to Pod24 and click, and they're listening. It's that simple. Nothing else. It's called one-click listening. And so it's designed to make it really super simple for the listeners. Now, for the host, Scott, can I tell what we're doing for the host? It's exciting.
Oh, yes, please do, Jim. I think this is going to rock a lot of people's socks off.
Yeah. So for the first thing is, we're going out there and I'm going to be advertising for you on your behalf. And so I ask, when was the last time iTunes ran an ad for you? When was the last time Stitcher did anything for you, right? I have raised a bunch of venture capital to go out there and advertise this website, the collection of channels, these specific channels, and get this, yes, even these specific shows. In the first months, I will be advertising and paying more than you're paying me. I'm going to go out and spend 150%, 200% advertising your show and bringing in listeners to you, the channel, and the entire network. I did this before when I was starting my show, and I get about 150,000 listeners a day now over 25 AM platforms, AM, FM, and about 21 different, 21 different internet platforms. And I know how to do it. It's not that hard. Plus, we have a really extensive email list. I have 2.2 million email, double opted in email addresses that we're going to be emailing to. In other words, Scott, I'm going to spend a bunch of money out there advertising the network, bringing in, and our goal is on month 3 to have 100,000 listeners a day to the channel. I think that's pretty exciting to a lot of people, and I hope that those numbers would be interesting. Another thing is, your show is going to air more than once because the way we've got it set up. During a week, your show will probably air 8 or 9 times at different times during the day. It's going to rotate through so that you'll get a lot of different listeners. You're going to get the 8 a.m. in the morning listeners. You're going to get the noon listeners. You're going to get the 5 o'clock in the afternoon listeners. You're going to get the people who are listening at midnight and, eating potato chips and ice cream, pounding. So we're trying to get you as many listeners as possible. And I think advertising on your behalf will really help. So that's number 1.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful thing out there. So you're basically bringing in technically creating 40 networks for the most part with different topics, and then bringing people's podcasts in and filling in those first initial 10. And then basically, are we taking 1 episode a week? Are we taking, if somebody's doing multiple episodes, you're just whatever's coming in on the RSS feed, and whenever their time slot comes up, they're getting rolled through, correct?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter if you do 1 show or 5 shows a week. No matter what, when your time slot comes through the rotation on that channel, we're going to play whatever your latest show was. That show could be 3 days old, or it could be 8 minutes old, depending on when you updated your RSS feed. So it's pretty cool technology design. You don't have to do anything, absolutely zero work, but to get you a bunch of airings. Yeah, so pretty simple.
Yeah, that doesn't suck to have people doing marketing for you. So let's talk about this really fast for those. Is this really kind of a break the bank kind of thing, or is this something that almost every podcaster should think about?
Well, it's $100 a month. And
hang on a second. Say that again. $100.
$100 a month, right? And we're guaranteeing that price if you buy now by November 1st forever. So that is, the special get-in early price. We're working with a lot of people like Scott to go out and get the word out, and I've got some, pretty cool marketing tricks and stuff myself as well. So I think that we will get the stations, the channels filled up pretty quickly. And, then we'll go out and start promoting the daylights out of it. So let me tell you some of the other benefits. Can I tell you some of the other things?
Yes, please do.
So you notice up here on the logos, we are a partner with Podetize. We will be inserting ads into the channels, into the shows. If you work with Podetize, and we recommend you do, they will insert ads in your show on your behalf. And so every time you air, 3 or 4 ads run, and you'll get paid for that. So we're trying to make the monetization piece as simple as possible for you. Podetize is an amazing platform. They already have 260 podcasts that they're working with. And so it's sort of a no-brainer for all of us that you should be inserting ads. So number 2, we're going to help try to bring the monetization piece a little closer. And then number 3, get this. This is super sexy. Scott, you are AM/FM syndicated. I remember when you started, I was there. You and I jumped off the tower together.
Yes.
Getting AM/FM syndication is hard. It's not easy, and it's expensive. So I have figured out a way to bring AM/FM syndication to you for under $200 a month. And it's not going to be a ton of time, and it's not going to be a ton of great stations, but you're going to be AM/FM syndicated on 17 stations around the country, some good cities, some mediocre cities, stuff like that. You know what? I've been AM/FM syndicated for 4 years now. Not once. And I mean, not one time has anyone ever said, oh, are those good stations or bad stations? Is that on a 70,000 watt tower, or is it a 20,000 watt tower? No one ever once, never once, never has asked me that, because no one cares. Mm-hmm. And so the thing that I'm offering you is, I'm not offering a bunch of listeners from the AM/FM. You're not going to get a bunch of listeners there. What you're going to get is reputation. You're going to get a new line on your resume, on your LinkedIn profile. It's going to say AM/FM nationally syndicated radio host. So there's 150,000 podcasters. How many nationally syndicated radio hosts in your industry are there?
Not many.
So who's going to get the book deal? Who's going to get the good speaking gig? Who's going to be seen as the thought leader? Well, if there's 2 or 3 or 10 people, the nationally syndicated radio host is going to be the winner there. And then benefit number 4, I'm going to teach you how to get on station 18, 19, 20, 21. I'm on 25 now. I just picked up Washington, D.C., I think. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So the 4th piece is we're going to have monthly webinars designed for advanced podcasting skills. No production, none of that crap. We're going to teach you how to sell ads. We're going to teach you how to go out there and get sponsors. I have 6 sponsors for my show right now. I know you've got a bunch of sponsors, Scott. Yep. We're going to show you how to go and do that. We're going to teach you how to get 25 AM FM stations. You want to get up to 100 stations? That's my goal. We're going to teach you how to do it. And those classes will, of course, be free, taught by really cool industry leaders on monetization and whatever. So that's the package, Scott. Incredible opportunity, we think, to grow your show and gain a little bit of edge, competitive advantage over the other people in your space.
That's awesome. Yeah. Just to reflect back, Podetize.com is actually the largest production company, custom production company in the industry right now, doing for a couple hundred shows. They have the ability to dynamically insert ads in, kind of what you were talking about. So like, I give them ads to insert in. If I didn't, you guys would be able to come up with stuff based on the Pod24 platform to insert them into the episodes and share the revenue. Driving traffic. I have to vouch that for being AM FM syndicated has helped me get gigs. It helped me get speaking gigs. It's actually helped me attract clients because it's put me on the airways for maybe a little bit older demographic that wouldn't necessarily listen to a podcast, but they've reached out to me from hearing me from Tampa to LA and some of the different markets that are out there are awesome. I mean, plus the fact is I love what you're doing with the continuing education, helping people grow their show with the webinars and the marketing out there. What's this we talked about $100 a month just to be on Pod24 to get in there in the rotation there. What about the radio syndication? What kind of price tag or investment are we seeing for people that really want to take their show to that next level?
I think it's an additional $129. I think it gets you to $229 or something right at that ballpark. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact number.
Okay.
But
extremely affordable is the biggest thing. Yeah.
Right. So, it's the standard thing. And you've all heard this before. If you get one extra customer because of it, one extra speaking gig, it would probably be worth it. And let me say one more thing about the listeners. You reminded me of something. My goal on Pod24 is for someone to hear your show and go, ooh, I like this. And right next to right there on the screen, it's going to be say who's playing now, right? And there's going to be a link to your website, your iTunes, your whatever. My goal, and believe this or not, this is true. My goal is for the listener to find you, click on you, leave me, go to you and become now one of your subscribers, one of your raving fans, to find the show because of the platform, but then become one of your fans and then go and binge you, right? That's the idea. My goal is to create new raving fans for you, whether they see you because of a speaking gig or whether they find you on a new show before. So
yes. That's awesome. Is there any type of like time commitment that they've got to sign up for? They do it for a month or they can do it for a year? Any type of limitation?
No, it's month to month. Nice. If it's not working for you, ditch it. And I'll replace you with someone with more vision than you, we have a very, very, very limited number of spots. It's not infinite. And right. So I hope people sign up. I hope people see the advantage of some extra numbers, some extra money, and a little bit of extra coolness on their LinkedIn profile. My goal, can I tell them my joke, Scott?
Yes, please do, Jim.
So, we all know now that becoming an Amazon bestseller means absolutely nothing, right? Because any moron can be an Amazon bestseller. You go out there and get 5 of your friends to buy the book in the first hour and you're an Amazon bestseller. I mean, who cares? But we all talk about that. I still talk that I'm a bestseller. It's on my LinkedIn profile, right? My goal is to do the same thing for AM FM syndicated. My goal is to get so many of you out there syndicated with really cool things, and then take you to the next level of syndication to get you to 25, 50 stations. That AM FM syndication means nothing anymore. My goal is to get so many of you out there that it's the same thing as being able to say, hey, I'm one of Scott Carson's friends. That's half the world.
Exactly. But it's possible. Now, I've been syndicated since March of this year, so it's come on 8 months. We are seeing an increase in downloads, an increase in subscribers, increasing clients. It's been one of the most valuable things that we've done to help market our show and our services out there. So that's one of the beautiful things, guys and gals that are listening to this or watching this, is literally, for $250 or less on a monthly basis, you can have it broadcast across the country that way. You can have somebody going out marketing and driving traffic to you. And Jim's already done a lot of the heavy lifting, putting the technology together, connecting with Podetize to be able to dynamically insert and swap ads as need be, whether it's your own or others, along with getting the money to market, which a lot of people we know are starting podcasts on shoestring budgets. So here's a great way to really get an exponential feature ROI based on your investment here for everybody. Jim, what's the best way for people to get signed up, get things rocking and rolling, get on that list?
They need to go to Pod 24, and in the upper right, it's the button that says become a host or join the host, right? Sign up before November 1st and get the discounted prices. There's a code in there, a little button for the code, and the discount is already built in. The discount's already there. November 1st, the prices go up. But if you type in Scott, you help Scott out. So that's what we want to do, is everyone type in Scott to give him credit. And we'll get you going and get you up by November 1st. We've already started doing it and played around with it. We've had some cool results. We're going to do something pretty cool, and I want to help you. My goal is to help as many of the tight group as possible. Scott and I have known each other for a while. I've been to some of his events. I'm excited to go to his event in December, the Mastermind. It's going to be a great event. I did the one in Orlando. It was great. I just want to be part of that community and help it.
Yeah, Jim, you've got a big heart, definitely. You've built a great community and doing some big things. And so and that's one of the beautiful things that I love about the podcasting community. There's plenty of, as I say, earballs and eyeballs to go around for everybody to get their message out, grow their audience, monetize their message, and really, you're really starting a movement out there is what I want to say. So once again, guys and gals, if you're interested, go to pod24.com, get signed up there, upper right-hand corner, you'll see it. Just make sure to type in Scott in the code, and that way we can track everybody and see how everybody's doing and get you guys rocking and rolling on your way to national AM FM radio syndication, amongst other things as well. So Jim, thanks for taking time on your busy schedule to jump on here and do this quick little call webinar recording for everybody out there in our databases and help get them rocking and rolling.
Thanks a lot, Scott. I appreciate it.
Thank you.